We are continuing to read the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad yesterday. This translation of Bhagavatam is the basis in the Sankhya Prabhupada Acharya, Founder Acharya of the National Society of Krishna Consciousness. And today we will read Chapter number 6, duty of mankind, and chapter number 5, Prajapati Daksha, Ghosts, and today is text number 23. We need to chant special mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Sanskrit. Nasham nishamya putranam. Nasham nishamya putranam. Narada chila sarinam. Narada chila sarinam. Anvadar pyata kashchokam. Anvadar Suprajastvam sucham padam. Suprajastvam sucham padam. Nasham nisamya putranam. Nasham nisamya putranam. Narada dachila sarinam. Narada chila sarinam. Anvata pyata shocham. Anvata pyata shocham. Suprajistvam shucham padam. Suprajistvam shucham padam. Please.
Nasham nishamya putranam.
Nasham nishamya putranam.
Narada chila sharinam.
Narada chila sharinam.
Anvata pyata kakshocham.
Anvata pyata kakshocham.
Suprajastvam shucham padam.
Suprajastvam shucham padam.
Nasham nishamya putranam.
Nasham nishamya putranam.
Narada chila sharinam.
Narada chila sharinam.
Anvata pyata kashocham.
Anvata pyata kakshocham.
Suprajastvam shucham padam.
Suprajastvam shucham padam. Word by word translation. Nasham, the loss. Nishamya, hearing of. Putranam, of his sons. Narada, from Narada. Shila Sarinam, who were the best of well-behaved persons.
Who was the best well-behaved person?
Anvata Pyata suffered. Kaha Prajapati Daksha. Socham lamenting. Suprajastvam having 10,000 well-behaved sons. Shucham of limitation. Padam position. Translation of this verse by Srila Prabhupada. The Haryashvas, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, were very well behaved, cultured sons, but unfortunately, because of the instructions of Narada Muni, we deviated from the order of their father. Then Daksha heard his news, which was brought to him by Narada Muni. He began to lament. Also, he was the father of such good sons. He had lost them all. Certainly, this was lamentable. Purport of Srila Prabhupada. The Haryashvas, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, were certainly well behaved, learned, and advanced, and in accordance with the order of their father, they went to perform austerities to beget good sons for their family. But Narada Muni took advantage of their good behavior and culture to properly direct them not to be involved with the material world, but to use their culture and knowledge to end their material affairs. The Haryashvas abided by the order of Narada Muni, but when news of this was brought to Prajapati Daksha, the Prajapati, instead of being happy with the action of Narada Muni, was extremely sorrowful. Similarly, we are trained to bring as many young men as possible to the Krishna consciousness movement for their ultimate benefit, but the parents of young men joining this movement, being very sorry, are lamenting and making counter-propaganda. Of course, Prajapati Daksha did not make propaganda against Narada Muni, but later, as we shall see, Daksha cursed Narada Muni for his benevolent activities. Benevolent. This is the way of materialistic life. A materialistic father and mother want to engage their sons in begetting children, striving the improved economic conditions and rotting in materialistic life. They are not unhappy when their children becomes spoiled, useless citizens, but they lament when they join the Krishna consciousness movement to achieve the ultimate goal of life. This animosity between parents and the Krishna consciousness movement has existed since time immemorial. Even Narada Muni was condemned not to speak of others. Nevertheless, Narada Muni never gives up his mission to deliver as many fallen souls as possible. He continues playing his musical instrument and vibrating the transcendental sound. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Jnanati Viranasya Niranjana Shalakaya Chakshur Vitamina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Kariti Vachanam Pangam Madhyate Girim Yadvipatamam Madhya Shri Guru Jataranam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutare Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Srimadi Pashtita Akshatayane. Very interesting verse in Bhagavatam of Srila Prabhupada. And we will discuss this verse and Prabhupada. And if you have some questions or topics for discussion, say about this? No more answer in 10, please. Be open. Okay. This text is description of reaction of Prajapati Daksha for the solution of his sons. History is Prajapati Daksha is one of the first persons in our universe. All first persons are called Prajapatis. It is not one person, it is all number of persons. And Prajapati Daksha was one from the first persons in our universe. And his duty was to increase the numbers of living entities in this material universe. And he had 10,000 very good sons. And Prajapati Daksha asked them, please, do preparation to your future family life. And according to Vedic culture, in the beginning need to have some austerity for accumulating some energy, some good karma, or something for next family life. For example, if some person has desire to have family life, need to have some money, some place for staying. Even in his temple, when it was 25 years ago, if brahmachari started to have desire to have family, temple president, leaders of the temple change his service in the temple. And with brahmachari is usually started to have service in food for life department, collections of the donation for food for life. And according to the laws of this country, possible to have some person, some part of this money for maintaining collector of donations. It was a law of this. And the same situation in other countries, 20 persons or 30 persons possible to use for maintaining some department. 70 or 80 need to put to the food for distribution, so precise, but some persons. And after acting in this department for half an hour or half a year or 1 year, this brahmachari can collect some money for something because need to rent flat like this. If after temple immediately you need to go to a place. Because brahmacharis and leaders gave to the temple, it was policy 25 years ago, I don't know about nowadays, but and the same situation, it was in Vedic culture was, I don't know, it was Satya Yuga, and no money in Satya Yuga. No money because no banks, no economy. All the process of self-realization was a mystic yogi, Ashtanga yoga, and all things was created by mystic powers like this, by money, by buying some bricks. And in that moment, the sons of Prajapati Daksha came to one very sacred lake for austerity, for accumulating some energy for next material family life. It is natural. Yeah. And in this place, Narada Muni came to the sons and started to ask, not propagate, but ask about absolute truth. Have you knowledge about absolute truth? Like this. Very interesting. It was we read in previous verses about this. And finally, these boys I started to think for what reason we need to be involved in material activities, because the goal of human life is fully surrendering, process of fully surrendering of absolute truth, and finish of all material life. One time I said to my spiritual master, my grandmother was from Finland. I'm Finnish. And he said, Finnish. Finnish of material life. Finnish. Reaction. That's good. Suomi means life is home. The business of. It's a good place. Okay, good. And it was good. It was good. This brilliant science of action, understood very clear by the influence of association of Narada Muni. Our main goal of life is process of finishing, stop our samsara process of reincarnation in this material world. It was very good, very good. And Narada Muni was, member of the family of Daksha. Daksha, he was in next generation after Brahma. Brahma was first, and Prajapati Daksha was some first or second generation, I forgot, sorry, about this. And Narada Muni was the son of Brahma. And by this reason, Daksha was part of the family of Narada Muni. Yeah, close relatives. And by this reason, Narada Muni came to Daksha and said, your sons changed their minds, and now they are surrendered to absolute truth, not surrendered to family life. It was natural. It looks like strange, but they were Narada and Daksha were relatives and are relatives. So, are relatives. And Narada Muni is in that moment started to preach of Prajapati Daksha and started to change his mind, but without success. Finally, Prajapati Daksha drew curse. It was not successful time. But Narada Muni tried to do this again. Yes, because it is family. Very interesting. Prajapati Daksha was very good in Vedic culture, but he was materialistic person. Vedic culture has two parts. First is material part, like Jyoti Shastra, like Vastu Shastra, like Dhamma Veda, like Ayurveda, this medicine, or architecture, or music, or some other thing. It is material part, and the spiritual part is a teaching about absolute truth. And Prajapati Daksha was Prajapati. He was one of the first persons. Now he was, but he was materialistic person. Unfortunately, Narada Muni was absolutely transcendental. Narada Muni, I did remember about some activities, maybe sometimes, some points, some short period of time, in some situation he was involved in some material activity, but usually he was concentrated in spiritual way of life. And any person, even in our time, in Kali Yuga, even after 1,000 or million years ago, after us, in future any person has two possibilities, has freedom. you need to go to by way of spiritual progress, or you may go to material part of your life way. And it is in no possibility mix, because Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, when conditioned soul will only touch material energy, this material soul immediately will covered by this material energy. We cannot mix. But what does it mean? We have rihasas, devotees, we have family life, some flat or place for staying, and family, and business, and other thing, and cars, and everything, sometimes books. Yeah, yesterday we met with one person, he has a lot of books. Very good devotee, not a lot of books. Okay. Yes, how is possible? If we have no contact with material nature, we need to offer to Lord Krishna all our belongings, and our flat, and our car, and our money, and our job. И откажешь, дашь на себе, беседы, я открою Бхагаватам, it is text from Bhagavad Gita number 927. All your as you have, as you act, as you all your food you need to offer to me. This Arjuna. Yes, it will prasadam. It is not material things. And flat of devotees is not material reality, because it is a temple, because some temporary or some fixed altar in some corner or in some room, it is flat of Krishna. And business of this or some professional activity of this devotee is transcendental. Why? Because he is buying some fruits and grains in markets, and after them who is cooking for Krishna, and after them is offering, and he or she use money in the service of Krishna, and this is a spiritual business or professional activity, etc., etc. Yeah, car. Yeah, he's going to markets and to the job, but sometimes with Prabhupada's book or much of some form of Krishna, it is like Radha. Because Srimad Bhagavatam, it is Krishna in the form of book, and it is Krishna in the form of three there picture. Yes, like this. And by this reason, we don't need to see the devotees as materialists. One time, Srila Prabhupada was in one apartment, maybe with the idea of preaching, together with his disciples, and in one room was big, I don't know in English, reservoir with fish, small fish, some aquarium like this. I don't know. It's word from Greece. I don't know aquarium. Yes, it's some. He was made of glass. Yes, and some water inside, and small fishes. Srila Prabhupada came to this aquarium and put his finger to the side, and Srila Prabhupada said, "Looks like this fish is inside of the room, but no, very hard, very thick, yes, strong glass, stone of glass, wall of glass. Yes. Yeah, possible to see. It looks like inside of the room." And Srila Prabhupada explained the same situation with devotees of Krishna. Devotees of Krishna are inside of the aquarium, and Krishna is this wall made of glass, and Krishna protects devotees from material life. Looks like devotees inside the material life. No, it is only illusion. We need to understand this. And Srila Prabhupada in one commentary said, wrote, unfortunately, sometimes devotees of Krishna started to have mood to copy materialistic persons in behavior. They are trying, we are not materialist person, but they are trying to copy sometimes. Use the same ropes, use the same some details in behavior, like this. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. But they are devotees. Very interesting. And idea of Daksha was to organize the life of his son as devotee of Krishna, devotees of Krishna, but in family life, we have some business, some children, some house or palace. So it depends position and nature of the persons. And they said, no, we cannot lose time for family life. Sorry, so. No, because our life is very short. 100,000 of years. In Satya Yuga was duration was like 100 years, 100,000 of years. 1,000 times longer than our life. And they said, our life is very short. No, probably no business. We need to concentrate. We need to be focused to observe the truth. Yeah, it's interesting. We need to compare our life with this example of Bhagavatam. Yeah. But Prajapati Daksha was a relative of Narada Muni and Lord Brahma. But he was materialist. It is possible? Yes. Sometimes we have some relative and sorry, no desire to be devoted. No, don't worry, don't push. Yes, it's natural. Give some prasadam, explain some things. Possible start with, I don't know, yoga or astrology, physical. Slowly, step by step. Yes. Ayurveda, it is Veda. Ayurveda. Oh yes, Veda. Why? Because it is part of Vedic knowledge. Yeah. And Daksha started to remind. He was not happy. Yeah, and it is not good. We cannot act like Narada. Okay, I am going to the forest or to the temple or to the Vrindavan, to Mayapur. And our relatives are very surprised. Why? What to do? What to do with your sons? What to do with your children? What to do with your, I don't know. What about us? How about us? We need to be very intelligent in behavior. It is different cultures. Culture of materialistic person and culture of devotees. It is two different cultures. And we need to cooperate together. Maybe one family, maybe. Different Krishna in our karma and our activity. For example, my mother was a good person, very good. Only one time in my childhood, I put her to some unhappy situation. One time. And my mother said about my grandmother, I did not met with her. She never was in frustration. Every time it was very peaceful or happy. No one time she said, I saw my mother one time. I was a very positive person, but not a spiritual person. Because she was born in Soviet Union, it is atheistic. It is the statement of government of country, atheistic country. And normally for people was atheists. And sometimes I visited her, maybe one time a year at least, because I'm from 15 years old, I'm staying in another place, in another town. I visited her regularly, and she had some questions about my life. Where are you staying? What is your business? Etc., etc., etc. And I was devoted. I stayed in the temple, for example, it was some period of time. And I cannot say about this. She asked me, in what time you are waking up in the morning? And I cannot say for. It is unbelievable. For mother. Yes, I said, my mother, dear mother, I'm okay. Look at me. I'm good, with good health, good jobs, good suit. I'm happy. Why you ask me? I'm adult. I'm not children. I'm child. I'm adult. I'm good. Please trust me. Okay. After that, my sister started to ask me, what are you doing with this fight? No. A lot of questions, no answers. Okay, you can control your speech. It was the reaction of my sister. I said, yes, we are controlling our speech. Because we are just trying to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. We cannot explain to our relatives our culture with very big distance. But we can say, look at me, I'm happy. What is the problem? One time my brother, my native town in Siberia, in Asian part of Russia. And my brother, he sell German cars. He took German cars in Germany, moved to Siberia after the so he has a shop, German car shop. Second, not new, but some second-hand German car shop. And one time I saw him in our city. He was in black, very good, quite good car. I was a student in Novosibirsk. It is 1,000 kilometers to the east. And in that part of Siberia, influence of Japan is very active. And half of cars are from Japan, made in Japan. And good, some Toyota, some. And I did not see, and in that moment, German cars at all. And he was in some car. I started to understand. My brother came to inside one car. I tried to understand what is the name of this car. I asked, it is Nissan in Japan car. I said, is it Nissan? He said, no, it is Opel. I said, sorry, I'm expert in Japan. Gods, he said, you don't know open eye, you fool. My young brother, you're absolutely crazy. And he said, and he started to discuss my devotee position. Why are you Hare Krishna? Why are you Hare Krishna? You have understanding, it is open. It was unbelievable for him. But my reaction was very short and very peaceful. But I like it. And I like my life. I like my life. And my brother stopped and started to be unhappy and said, okay, if you like it, please continue, of course. Because his life was not good for him. He was not happy. I was happy. It was true. I am happy, I am good. Why are you asking about myself? I am good. And we need to manifest a real example. And our relatives can see ourselves in morning and evening, every moment. And if we are not happy, they are in frustration. Why do we change our life like this? We need to give example. Very not so easy to preach for relatives because if you have only theory idea but no example of happy lives by changing of Krishna, how you will preach? You can preach for common people in the street, yes, but not for relatives and friends and colleagues in business. Yes, and it is two cultures, and Narada Muni from one culture, and his Bhagavatam Prajapati Daksha is from another culture, and this is meeting, and Narada Muni said, now your 10,000 sons in my culture. Who? Oh, not propagate and counter-propagate, yes. No, it's yes. And the first time Prajapati Daksha was absolutely unhappy but peaceful, because now this relative of him. And Lord Brahma, the father of Narada Muni, will come and pacify and help Prajapati Daksha. Because Prajapati Daksha cannot be peaceful. It is big unhappiness, very big unhappiness. Srila Prabhupada said in the same situation in our religious movement. Because, yeah, Srila Prabhupada himself and the other followers of Srila Prabhupada is explaining for people, usually for students and for young people about absolute truths, gave Kirtan lecture for 7 and gradually or very fast, quite fast, in short period of time, started to be devotees of Krishna. Yes, and a lot of histories of some situation about Garbhani's temples and even about our spiritual masters. For example, Giriraj Maharaj, he disciple of Srila Prabhupada, sannyasi in Guru movement. I don't know, Jewish or not, I don't know. And he said about his story, I started to be devotee of Krishna. My father was a very rich person. In 17th, $1 million, it's not like our day, $1 million. And Father said, if you will stop your activities in Krishna, I will give you $1 million. If not, I refuse zero. It was this test. He said, yes, and Giriraj said, okay. He said, I relate to the story, was during the battle of Kurukshetra, was the story with Arjuna and Duryodhana. And Duryodhana asked Krishna to please give me your army, the best army of our planet. And Arjuna said, Krishna, please come to my army. Yes, Arjuna, okay, but I will not use weapons. I will not fight him. It's not my war. Yes, please come. But, dear Arjuna, why you are not taking army? Because you are the you can, this army is manifestation of you because you are absolute truth and all this is manifestation of you. And if you want, you will manifest a lot of armies like this. My children, I prefer to have you like this. And Girash Maharaj said, I meditated to the story and said, no, Father, I will, my choice, I will accept. I will continue to be devoted. Sorry, without one million prayers. And finally, his father started to change his mind because he can see my son is very happy. And finally he said, okay, good boy, with good character. Thank you. I give you $1 million, big $1 million you can be, you want it. No problem. Like this. And this is two cultures. Yeah. We are not from materialistic culture or this material world. We like in aquarium. Yes, and Krishna protected us. And sometimes materialistic person can be unhappy because no knowledge, no understanding. And we have not rejected these persons. We need to pacify, to help them to be happy. And openly discuss all details of our culture. That's not a good idea. One time my friend made this mistake. He started to explain to his brother his life in devotion. And this brother asked a lot of questions. He had 1 or 2 hours. And finally said, for me very difficult to understand how possible to love some woman, your wife, and stay in one room with her without sex. It's final statement. So cannot understand it. No. We need to say some common things. We stay food. Please start to sing with me, Krishna. We can dance, we can do something. Yeah. Like this. Act together in some activity. Yes. We need to protect our energy from our difference of our cultures. We need to be very tolerant and very peaceful. Yes, and this is part of my words about this situation. I described in this verse. And if you have some questions or comments or...
Thank you, Prabhu, for the lecture. One question you spoke about sometimes devotees copying either mannerisms or even clothes of very materialistic people. Someone comes to mind, I don't know, someone like Pundarik Vijayanidhi, like this type of personality I've read, but I've wondered what is the benefit in let's say, in Pundarik Vijayanidhi, this is a very high level devotee, but even a devotee, or what's the benefit of a high level devotee copying acting like is it just to keep the sadhana kind of private so no one is disrupting? Is that what is the benefit of this kind of
benefit? Example, I can start from example. If you go to some international some international company, an international company, and there is a strategy of companies, there is some recommendation, yeah, and a lot of new volunteers. They are coming for money, for some ideas. Yeah? And usually there is a corporation meetings, some festivals, some corporation meetings, and need to invite some dollar person with, who have in the account one at least $1 million person like this. For example, you can follow this person and you will reach and you will good and successful person. And sometimes we need some persons like this. It is for inspiration. You understand? And Srila Prabhupada explained in Srimad Bhagavatam paper, in one paper, maybe in chapter number 6, if devotee of Krishna not so strong in spiritual life, for this new volunteers or not high level devotee, Krishna organized stopping of the process of stop end of material life, because influence of life is quite intensive. But if person's devotee of Krishna is very high level, Krishna can give material ability for this person, but it looks like material ability, it is manifested by Krishna. For example, it is story from Srimad Bhagavatam, if I remember the names. Some sons of one father stayed under the water. I forgot. Prachetas. Some brothers did austerity before family life under the water, and Krishna came, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu came to them and said, "You will family persons," and gave them wife. And Narada Muni came to his father and said, "You need to go to the forest." And Srila Prabhupada explained why. For father was instruction to go to the forest out from material life, and for persons who had darshan of Shiva and Vishnu, instruction is opposite. To be there. Srila Prabhupada explained because his father was not devotee before the visit of Narada, and they started to be devotee only now, and no potential energy. She was not a powerful person. And influence of material nature, even small influence, was very in danger for him. But his sons was very, very high level devotees. And they, for them, it was very good to give example to others. You understand? It is good. Very high level devotee, possible to be inside of material life and very happy person. Like Bhaktivinoda, he was a very high position in law department of India. He was quite rich, and he has big protection house, two-floor house near the Jamania River. Even now it's a good house. And government of India put railway to his house, because they invite him to Calcutta, and even nowadays, railway uses the same rail, personal railways, line 120 kilometers. It is like he was in position. He was in Indian body, and he was in position territory. Highest lawyer in the territory. It was the higher position for Indian people. more high was only the head of this territory. It was from England. He had highest position
Church.
in church. Yeah, in church, yes. In church. Yes, he had highest position. Yeah. It's exactly. And he is now also. Silence. I know. Thank you for questions. Our time is finishing. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Visvavasu Prabhu ki jai.
Interesting. Exactly.